Good morning or good evening, everyone. So, I'm going to talk about my experience in Cambodia and Vietnam. So, I started teaching English in Cambodia for almost a year, and yeah, I'll have to talk about that too. But I have a lot to go through. But I met a Khmer woman. She's now my Cambodian girlfriend, and we've been traveling Cambodia through Vietnam, and I'm also like a veteran too, so that's kind of cool. So anyways, like I started in Siem Reap, and we traveled around Cambodia for about a week. We went from Siem Reap to Battambang, and then Battambang we went to supposed to go to Shahanaville, but the bus got me like it had like a layover, so I had that happen when I did Siem Reap to Saigon. So you have to be careful and read the fine print. So then after that, we had to stop in Phnom Penh and like be there like till 5 till like a bus came at 7, and it was like a scam. So you got to be careful with that. And so then after that, we went to Shahanaville, and then Shahanaville is like a crap hole. It's like crazy land, But you can find some nice hotels there, But it's a launching off point to go to Coron or Coron Salom. So we went to Coron Salom. It was cool. There's two parts of Coron Salom. There's like the like village Mai Tai or something. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but it's all right. It's like cheaper, and then there's like a second part. It's nicer part in my opinion, where they have like resorts and stuff. It's more to like do there. But the other option is cheaper, the first one. So we went to Coron Salom. It was really cool. And then after that, we went to Kempot. I love Kempot. If I was going to live in Cambodia, I'd pick Kempot. Probably, yeah, Kempot. Siem Reap is nice, but it's kind of like a tourist city. So it's like everything is a little bit more expensive, and Kempot is a little more cheap. You can get like nice dining there for $10. And Siem Reap is really hard to find $10 down. It's usually 20 max. So then after that, then we went to we took a train from Shahanaville to Kempot. It was cool, but the guy like decided to have lunch like last second, and then the train stopped for 2 hours. So it was crazy, but it was an experience. And then after that, we went Kempot, and we were going to Phucan, and then so we had to cross into the Vietnam border, and then we went into Phucan, and then my dad was coming to visit me, so I was going to Vietnam with my Cambodian girlfriend. Her name was Kim Hong, and we were going to. I was gonna do scuba diving in this island called Con Dao. So then, my dad was coming to visit me for 2 weeks, so he landed in Phucan, and somehow he got there. Like he's such a boomer. Sometime he got there with no. Somehow got the taxi. Got to our place was like kind of remote, like in the middle of Phucan, like in the local area, and then we crossed into the border from Kempot, took a bus into the Vietnam border, and then took a ferry to Phucan. But the ferry was terrible. Like the people were like climbing on your head like monkeys. There's like no personal space, and I don't mind like no personal space, but when people bump into me and climb on my head, it's too much. I feel like in South Vietnam, the people are like disrespectful in a way with personal space, they just climb on your head, and it drives me crazy. I feel like in the north region, like Hanoi is better. It's less like crazy, like people just like, I don't know what the problem is, like the mannerisms I don't like in Vietnam. Like in Cambodia, you don't really have that issue, like maybe in Phnom Penh, but like not like to that extreme level. And then like, because I know that in America we have personal space, or Western countries personal space. In Asia they don't have personal space. And personal space is okay to a certain extent, but like people climb on my head, it makes me have social anxiety. So anyways, we were in Phucan, and when we were in Phucan, the like taxi guy like made a deal with us on the ferry. Like I looked up Grab, and he like agreed on the price. Like Cambodia, they don't come down on the price. They charge you overcharged price, and then they get upset when you leave. So like I like how Vietnam, they're more reasonable with that. So like a lot of people don't talk about the pros and cons of Cambodia, but I mean a lot of stuff is about the cons about Cambodia. The issues, they don't talk more about the pros in Cambodia. And then in Vietnam it's the opposite. They talk about all the pros but no cons. So I'm going to talk about some of the cons too, but right now I'm talking about my experience, how I got to Hanoi for now. So anyways, we went to Phucan, and we went to this like water park in Pukan that was like cool, but the problem was there was a lot of people from like mostly like third world countries, you know? And yeah, I mean there was probably like one French guy there, you know? And the issue was like the water park was cool, but the people like had no like manners. They were just like, it was just crazy. It was like a free for all. But the water park was cool, but the people that were there were not cool. The Korean people were pretty cool for the most part, you know? But mostly it was like people people there, like they were just climbing on your head, you know? So it wasn't really enjoyable, you know? And or not listening to the lifeguard or just being crazy, you know? But the water park was cool, but besides the people, and you can only go at a certain time, right? So then we went to this water park. We went on we had to get back on the cable car, and there's only one way to the water park, you know? So then the lady thought we didn't pay, like she needed my dad's ticket, but it's a water park. So like I had to I showed a picture of the ticket, but she didn't understand. So she made me show a picture. So basically going to this water park was more challenging than going through Vietnam immigration, you know? So it was just crazy. It was like, yeah, my dad got smuggled on a boat to this water park, you know? Like this is some high-end water park, you know? Like, yeah, so like if you do go to this water park, just make sure you don't go in like high season, because I'm pretty sure that I was there during high season, you know? So like it was just not enjoyable. And Pukan to me was overrated, you know? It was a cool island, but I feel like they're overdeveloping it, and it's not like, I feel like it loses the Vietnamese charm, you know? And a lot of the places we went to were like super overcrowded, like the water park and the zoo, like people climbing your head and acting like climbing on your head like monkeys, you know? Like it wasn't enjoyable. Like I went to the zoo and I thought I was at a human zoo, you know? But the island is cool. It's just sucks like the overdevelopment, you know? But anyways, when we came back from the water park, like my dad's scooter didn't work, so the security guard lady was helping him, and then like we went to like put our helmets on, and then he disappeared. I thought someone bagged my dad, and he's a big guy. He's like 250 pounds, you know? So I thought someone bagged him, and the lady, she put her foot on my dad's scooter and drove him into incoming traffic, took him to the mechanic and paid for it. So like, yeah, Vietnamese people can be very kind, you know? And I do enjoy that. So after Pugan, we went to Saigon. Saigon is crazy. I think everyone knows it's crazy. And after that, me and my dad and girlfriend, we went to Dalat. And when we were in Dalat, like, I went there one time for Christmas, and it was like cool. It was cool, but like I knew it was Christmas season, so I thought it was like, okay, just seasonal. But we went there, and it was just like, I don't know why people liked Dalat, because it's overcrowded. The whole place is like overcrowded. It's like Saigon moved to Dalat. And to me, I'm not gonna go to like a mountain town in the cold weather and be overcrowded and be like Saigon, you know? So officially they call Saigon Ho Chi Minh on legal documents, but the locals call it Saigon. So then after that, my dad went home, and we went to Con Dao, and then Con Dao was cool, but the issue is the Vietnamese don't take care of their reefs, so everything you wanted to see was in the market. So the parrotfish was in the market, all that stuff. So like, yeah, that's why I thought Vietnam would be like hidden gem with scuba diving. So, and then the reason I didn't get my dive master was because they didn't have a hospital. They had like a military hospital, so you have to like trust a fisherman to like drive you back to some hospital on the mainland. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. This sounds crazy, you know? So, but I enjoyed the island. It was cool. It was way better than Pukan. Con Dao, 100%. Do Con Dao if you have the time. It's just logistically hard to get to. And then after that, we went back to Saigon. I decided to drive a scooter through Saigon. It was crazy. But I did it. It was an experience, you know? It's not that bad. It's just crazy. And then after that, we went from Saigon to Nong Tang. I did not enjoy Nong Tang. The prices were like ridiculous for like food. They try to like scam you, and the like hotels are cheap, but the issue is the like restaurants outside, they charge like really high price for something that should cost like less than $2, you know, in Vietnam. And there's like a lot of Russian tourists and Korean tourists, so it like ruins the charm. You feel like it's just overcrowded basically, you know? And then like after that we actually, excuse me, I'm like all over the place. We went to Nong Tang and then came back to Saigon and then went to Con Dao. And then Con Dao we went to Saigon. Then we went directly to Da Nang. Da Nang is awesome, but I don't know how much longer Da Nang is gonna be cool. And I rented a scooter and we went to Hoi An. We didn't go to Hue. I went there last time. This is my second time in Vietnam. I went to the rainforest near Hue. It was really cool. It was like a lot of things in Vietnam that are cool require you to get on a scooter. So that's the problem, you know? The places that are easy to go to are like overhyped. I skipped the Golden Bridge. I did that last time. I thought it was like, the Golden Bridge is cool, but it's overcrowded, you know? A lot of the things that are really cool in Vietnam are overcrowded and it destroys the charm. Like Hoi An was really cool, but it was overcrowded. So I recommend you go there like early in the day. And I got a suit tailored there for like $150, like nice suit, you know? So it was cool. I really enjoyed Da Nang. I got Western omelet, and my girlfriend, she got a pancake like Japanese style, and me omelet for like less than $7. You know, this is crazy. And then after that, we flew to Da Nang because the whole time we've been taking buses. And then I realized it was cheaper to fly than take the buses, you know? So I flew on Vietnamese airline from Da Nang to, actually, before I flew, we took a bus to Phong Nang. It was cool. It has the world's biggest cave. So we did a tour. We didn't do the 1 week tour, but we did like 3 days. Yeah, 3-day tour. And we went into the cave and camped there. And it was like really cool. And like wasn't overcrowded. It was awesome, you know? But like, yeah, they definitely have like a mafia on it, so you can't like go there by yourself because you have to go through a village, so you'll probably get looked at like you're crazy, you know? But I mean it is what it is, you know? I mean, I hope the locals get some type of money from the government or whatever, you know? So I mean, they've been living there for a long time, so I mean, I don't mind paying them a cut, you know? I mean, I feel the world is a crazy place, and yeah, basically we did that cave. It was awesome. I love Pong Nang. You can buy $8, get a whole chicken. Everything was really, really cool. And then from there we went to Dong Hoi. Dong Hoi was cool. And then like from there we flew to Hanoi, and now we're in Hanoi and we stay in Echo Park, you know? And I've been kind of like trying to find an English teaching job because I've been in Cambodia for a year, and then you could argue your experience and then you could teach English in Vietnam, you know? But the whole like visa, work permit stuff is like complicated in Vietnam, you know? So the issue is they don't talk about the cons of Vietnam. So I'm gonna hand out some of the cons because I feel like everyone's always hyping up Vietnam, talking about all the good, how it's so cheap, you know, but they don't explain like the night buses are crazy. You know, they honk every second. So you need a strong sleep medicine. So you go to a pharmacy, you get strong sleep medicine, and you take that thing to go on the night bus. And then they drive crazy. So like when I was driving on a scooter, I almost died from a couple night buses, you know? So you gotta keep your head on a swivel, like look both ways, up and down, sideways, because there's cows, people walking, everything, you know? It's just like a video game, except you only have one life, you know? And then the problem is the Vietnamese, they drive like their car like a scooter, or the bus is like a scooter, and it's like, no, man, you got a bus, you got a car, you need to drive good. So the driving is toxic in Vietnam. I mean, Cambodia is worse, but Vietnam is pretty toxic. And then the people, the personal space, for the most part, like in some of the areas, like in Saigon and Phucan, is like terrible. It's like people climbing on your head. It's ridiculous, you know? And then, yeah, and then in regards to like the money, you need to like understand the money. So just if you just take US dollar, divide it by 26,000 and it gives you US dollar, and then it'll make sense. You won't have a problem. And then always put it on the phone on calculator, or have them show you the money, so you won't have a problem of getting scammed, you know? Yeah. And then in regards to like, always use Grab. Don't ever call her taxi. If you do, make sure you check the price on Grab and show them, okay? And then pay them. If they want to be like, hey, I want more, just pay them and walk off, you know? They ain't gonna do anything, you know? So yeah, those are some of the cons of Vietnam. I mean, the pros are way out there, but Vietnam is really cool. It is a hidden gem if you get some confidence and get on a scooter. Just be careful. try not to drive at night because that's when the buses come out and gets very dangerous, and try not to drive in Saigon or Hanoi because Hanoi is worse than Saigon because like where I am in Echo Park is like 30 minutes out of the city, and then you go into Hanoi, this middle part, like under a bridge, terrible, worse than Saigon. Worse, because in Saigon people drive slow, but in Hanoi they drive, stop, then drive fast, crazy, like all over the place, and then stop. But that's kind of been my journey. I know I've been like kind of all over the place, but it's been a crazy trip. I have many stories to talk about. This is kind of like the layout of like 3 months of straight traveling. You know, thanks for listening. I'm glad if you had an attention span for this long. And I mean, most of my videos are like hand on the iPhone, and I do it that way to show that you don't need to be a millionaire or buy all this crazy equipment to be successful and travel the world. And I'll tell more about my story as well. But thanks. Have a good day. Bye-bye.